Mongols against FUT. You guys got this.
That could get just really messy on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm looking on paper, I definitely got to side with Foot on the draftsman. It just seems like this is the standard that what we've seen, you know, the standard from what we've seen from our own leagues as well. But Mongols, again, they're coming into the best of one thinking comfort. We've seen a lot of that. We've heard a lot of that word recently in interviews as well.
I'm so curious if Zixora already considers the Hirara as comfort, though. Like, for you to be confident enough to pull it out in your first series, I was speaking off.
It was pretty comfortable on it so far, but this is the problem with Hirara early on. Once, well, where you don't have cooldown, it's going to get really tough. XC brings out the flicker, tries to go in, but the Lantern Flare knocks Ox up. It's going to be Kazoo with the rotation as well. Ox, he's going to have to flicker out the safety. Psyche, no mana to take him down.
What do we say about Mongols wanting to be the more disciplined or careful team? That's like a very brawly start to this day number 1. Well, understandable. That's one of the more common rotations you're seeing, especially considering that they're still sticking with a quote-unquote assassin. Jungler, I think you would consider the Hirara an assassin still. But then Foot, they were so aggressive to fight back. That was a flicker bird by XC early on. Yeah,
they really wanted to get that kill early, man. They really wanted to stop the snowball from happening here for Zixora. Great start to the game for Foot, I'd say, man. Again, with the Hirara, you're just constantly going to have to take it in an early game. You're not going to have enough cooldowns to just spam your skills. But look at this rotation quickly into the bottom lane. They're playing that strong side as we mentioned Zixora. Bottom lane, they're playing that strong side as we mentioned Zixora. Zoning RX, retreat, even going to go for the kill. RX has to flicker out early.
Survive that. But then it seems like Mongols had their eyes set on the bottom side of the map. Could this be the approach? They do not want to fight FUT Esports in terms of objectives, considering that that's an Akai, and he's already an entire level ahead of Zixora because of that rotation.
I love the approach, though, you know? It's kind of like Mongols know that Foot will have the lead early on when it comes to neutral objective battles, so they try to go for the strong side, gold lane K, helping him out. A lot of damage placed down with the perfect match. It'll force out a flicker from K, but I think that should be it.
Yeah. Mongols are quick to sense that there could be something happening right after that objective take. Look at Kazue. He's just showing himself. Still, the level gap exists. And there are going to be in the slight advantage against Foot, but K, no flicker left for K!
Yeah, the problem with the strong side gold lane is if you leave him, yeah, the hard CC and tanky boys are just going to get him out. No flicker, as you mentioned, Brigida. It was just such an easy kill, and they didn't even need to use any ult to siphon the SOD.
Yeah, we haven't seen Bloodspeth really use that Fatal Links just yet. Not even the heavy spin, because there was no contest whatsoever to that objective that we saw. And now they take half of the energy shields down bot. RX is having a really good time. Ox doesn't have level 4 yet.
And look at Zixora. Again, something that we kind of know from him is that he is very sporadic. He knows how to think on the go, and he's already seen that rotation go straight up top, plays with the strong side that he has in XP to take the orange buff, and this means Kazue is going to be behind in XP despite getting Turtle 1.
Oh, that was quick for Mongols to catch up, and now it's Foot who's just mostly staying down bottom. They get to find Ox isolated here, though.
Lantern Flare, oh, the perfect match, even a body. Oh, wait a second, Kazue! With the heavy spin, straight up.
The Sphere of Wizard kind of helped him there, too.
Yeah, that was a bit of miscoordination.
So I feel like this time we'll see the EXP laners actually be part of this upcoming fight. Let's see how it goes, because Mongols this time might actually contest. But we're seeing Zixora just starting to make his way.
Zixora?
There is no heavy spin, though.
Oh, Psyche popping through the beacon. Good shifting claws in the pickup as well on Mumu. As her last great mistake goes with the knockout with the tectonic charge. Zixora gets a kill on XC. And it's RX trying to run away now, as that's going to be the cutoff as K rotates over. Mumu takes Bloodsped out, and it's a free neutral objective for the Mongols.
Okay, Foot probably did not want to be in that position. They just made things so much easier for Ox and Mikey. Mikey didn't have to put himself out there in danger to use that Mystic Gush, and that was a quick way to just use the tech charge. Now it's Mongols stealing away that small lead that Foot had earlier.
And Mongols are just using that aggression so well. They're forcing Foot to play those team fights. But they got composition to play neutral objectives. You can't be brawling early on, and a few of those abilities.
Yeah, I think it's Mongols who is capable of finding those kinds of pickoffs in the mid before the objective rather than Foot. Foot might want to just really fight the objectives head on, and especially considering that earlier they did not have the heavy spin. We mentioned it, but they still decided to go for the fight.
Those cycles are very important, especially for Foot, because if you don't have the shifty skies, oh god, wait, Makey. Good projectile, man. So much poke coming on. Psyche. Zixora steals a cap away from Kazue. Panda's walking up, though. He's very tanky.
This is interesting, because I feel like Mongols, their lineup doesn't really require you to just go full commit. They're fighting it with range because of the Ranger and the Gourd, and the ability of both the Paquito and the Hirara to just go in and out is helping them so much. They're just baiting out stuff from Foot Esports. Okay, let me say. But going back, Foot, I feel like this time, they're the ones struggling to find their footing. Like, when are they going to commit to a fight, and when are Mongols actually going to fight back, or when are they just baiting them out because they are capable of doing that?
I don't know. Right now, it just seems like Mongols have Foot's number. Again, they're going to use a Lantern Flare. Perfect match on Ox. If they can beat out the tech charge, that'll be big for them. And actually go with the heavy spin. The tech charge comes around. And a flicker out. Psyche! Crimson Beacon, the SOD lands. It's Psyche with a kill. Mumu into the mid.
Okay. Oh, now that the Fatal Link set up!
Great call into the shifting skies. Now Mumu picked up as well. Zixora in the midst of it all trying to go damage some of those members. But XC zones them away. And this is a Foot win. They go to the turtle, the last one of the game.
It's interesting, though, because it still feels like they used up so much just to get those small wins. When in fact, I felt like it would have been easier for them considering the amount of crowd control and how low effort this draft overall could have been for them, but at least they've got that advantage just now and are able to convert it into a structure up top.
It's all good zone.
But I can't believe it's been 7 minutes before we actually see that happen, because they're with the Moskov all this time.
Yeah. I don't know about going all in on Kazue. They just going for a bit of poke. Zixora with a rotation in mid. Psyche taking up a lot of damage.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's like the fullest potential you could see from Zixora. Just
wait,
he's trapped!
Yeah, Zixora way too far. Gets caught in the Fatal Links. to the rest of Foot.
I think that's the second time we saw a favorable team fight just because of a mistake.
Yeah, that's the thing about the Hirara though, right? Like once you have enough cooldown, you just think you're untargetable. You can just make those risky plays happen and it just bites you back.
These team fights need to be a bit more calculated, I'd say, for both sides. Oh, that's a
Yeah, they took the tectonic charges, don't pay the lanes, but they're going to get the pickup. Ox, no flicker, this should just be a free kill, because Kazue knocks him up and picks up the kill.
That's happened twice now. It's been successful. We do see some, I'd say quote-unquote questionable targeting and priorities in terms of the recent team fights. But because of that, the back and forth has been on for so long. Like, we barely see a significant lead in this fight.
Yeah, and it's still so surprising, despite, you know, the last two team fights going in favor of Foot, that Mongols are actually still ahead in gold. They've been farming really, really well, and it's been because they have had better control over the side lanes, which is weird to hear, but there you go. Mumu, the knockout strike. RX gonna cut him off with the help of Blotsfet. He's already used a perfect match. Lord is spawning in the bottom lane. Mumu. Yeah, he's just getting a chain CC. The Spear Misery pins him down. He tries to get out with a flicker, but the Lantern Flare is on him. The Sky Piercer, he goes for the Crimson Beacon. Makey counter back, but absolutely lands in the back. RX gets the Spear of Misery, pins him down, goes under turret, and it's all fed to the Sky Piercer. And Maniac for Psyche. Can we see the Savage on day one, match one? Ox, can you escape? The Lantern Flare is on him. Psyche gets the Savage on day one of the wild card.
Day one and game one at that. We're seeing a Savage in as early as that. And can I just say, the ones who were the more aggressive in that team fight and the ones who put themselves up front were not Blotsfet nor Kazue. It was just really RX and Psyche. They knew that they were that much ahead. They knew that they were in that kind of advantage. Just with Mumu out of the picture, and now it's an immediate objective for FUT. It's interesting though. Okay, let's see that instant replay. Psyche, my god.
I don't know, it's kind of also Mongols though. They did not need to back Mumu up all the way there. No one saw that. No one pointed out. No. Why you step back? No, man. No one saw that tech charge, alright? I can't even make Pikachu jokes anymore.
This is why we were saying that there needs to be a bit more calculation from their part. It demands so much more just because of the kind of draft that they decided to go with. Now, Foot, this is where we expected them to be. This is exactly how they played this out. The amount of crowd control, actually in that recent team fight, they didn't even have to use much of it just because they were just going all in terms of the damage. I feel like that's another thing. You feel a lot more of the damage coming from this tanky lineup of Foot rather than of Mongols at this point. So they're really making sure that they're using it to their advantage. And at least for now, Mongols are defending, and weirdly enough, still in the lead.
Yeah, I think it's not that accurate. Blotsfet though, goes with a perfect match. They're trying to go for the zone. Psyche, an absolute monster, brings Mumu back. And it's a flicker, burn down. Ox
Again.
goes for the tech char. Oh no, you hate to see the wings from Blotsfet. Gets him down. K. Oh no, Psyche gets another double. A disaster for the Mongols, as they're gonna have to take 3 of their members out and about. It's just Sixora and Makey left to defend.
This should be full stack Sky Piercer for Psyche, right?
Oh yeah.
So that just explains why you could barely get out alive once you're in that kind of position if you're the Mongols. This is very tough and risky if you're the Mongols. With very little crowd control and just mostly off, and by the way, it's always been off that they've been targeting first, I could barely see an opportunity for the Mongols to turn this around with a team fight win.
Yeah, it's composition that really relies on them winning out early game, you know, snowballing out control, and then relying on their individual flair. Now, I'm not saying it can't happen, but we've seen 2 Brock ultimates go.
Yeah, but that's the thing, they always...
Right? It's not done.
I thought you didn't see that.
I didn't see the first one, but then the replay showed me. LaFell saw all of it.
Yeah, I really want to know how LaFell feels about everything right now, because it's just day one, but...
He has a thumbs up.
Is it a thumbs up?
Yeah, if you watch Project Hail Mary, that's a good thing, right? Like, yeah.
We get to talk to him later, but for now we gotta really talk to the Mongols and Foot, maybe especially the Mongols, and how they're really dealing with everything right now. Let's take a quick look at the items. Okay.
It's not.
It's not.
Let's just talk about the game. The Lord's spawning.
Okay.
And that's not the new Lord, you know? The new Lord, like, it kind of gets players to go for the Lord.
diva.
Yeah. It's like, now as a player, I want to go for Lord. 13-3, now we see the actual goal lead is... Oh, I don't know if this is comebackable. We've had that term, peekable. Do you think it's peekable?
Well, I, at this point, could not see it coming for now. Like, even Ox, they've just been very aggressive. Psyche, this is where you really want to see your Juicin come to play. He's the one in charge of all the zoning right now. It's like Blotsfest will just go in for a late entry and surprise everyone, and that's the last thing you want to see if you're the Mongols.
Yeah.
Oh my god, all of their flickers are still intact. You could already imagine what kind of game-ending plays they could attempt to go for with this Lord.
Let's give it to the Mongols a bit. They do have clear. I don't want to say if it's good or bad. They got clear with the gourd.
Yeah,
but then I look at the Granger and it's like, yeah, you're not that good at clearing. The Hirara is like, she's bad in, oh god, no damage to Exy as well.
I'm looking for the damage too, but...
Maybe you just look at different things when you look at the Hirara, you know. Exy, trying to walk off. They're gonna go for the mid lane siege here. Oh, RX is piercing through that turret onto Ox and K. And the base turret down below is already fallen.
Okay. Blotsfest looks like he wants to do something. But let's see. They're gonna have to clear out the waves. Oh, they already low half HP.
So Fatal Links on the back, both of the frontliners, and they get caught in the heavy spin. That's a pin down immobilization already. Zixora gets away, but Psyche's just tearing them apart. Zixora's trying to gap close now. He goes immobilized. Oh, but Psyche is unkillable. Picks the Hirara up. Zixora's blocking him again, trying to go for the clear again, untargetable for a bit. But it's still Psyche just zoning all of them, and they've lost no members.
Okay, they're still dealing with it. Sora and Kay still left to defend. Still have an entire way to deal with, but Zixora is down. Kay back in the fountain, but what can he one. Going over to Foot Esports.